Welcome back to the glorious balmy fields of Perthshire. And I am not alone. And no, it's not the Spaniard. It's Sneaky Pete for the first time in an eternity. Sneaky Pete is out on the fields of Perthshire. Where have you been hiding, Pete?
I've been busy.
He's been busy. So we're out. It's a glorious day. It's about 20 degrees, which is about 70 Fahrenheit. It's cloudy, it's a bit muggy. There's going to be some showers of rain on the way. You can see the colour of the clouds in the background, but we're going for it. So we're back out on the carrot field, which has produced 5 silver milled in the last 2 outings. It's also produced 3 bits of jewellery. And I got that beautiful love heart, the Mizpah brooch when I was out here a couple of days ago. So, well, fingers crossed, there's going to be something good to come. Oh, and also we've had Roman and medieval hammered off this field as well. And it's also covered in crop marks. So anything is possible. Pete's on the Deus 2, I'm on the Deus 2. What version are you on, Pete?
2.
Version 2 for Pete, version 2 for me. What programme are you going with?
I'll probably try sensitive FT to start with.
Sensi full tones for Pete, and I'm on the Jethro programme. So as ever, if you're not subscribed, please hit the button. Pete's getting himself a channel.
One day.
One day. Right, let's go and see if we can find some treasure. I've got my first digger already, and it's a cracker. 86, 87. A wee coin to get things started would be tremendous. Right. Still in there. One more, then the pinpointer out. We're out, but I don't see any aluminium. Let's get the pinpointer. As ever, live dig on the first. What's that? That's a bit of glass, is it? Yes, bit of glass. We've got a coin on the first hole. It's a penny.
A coin to start with.
Pete said, "You've got a signal already?" I said, "Yeah, there's a lot of targets in this field." So there you go, we've got a coin. Can't quite make it out yet, but I'll do the clean up on it and get back to you. There we are, it's cleaned up better than I expected, and it's a bit different because it's Edward the 7th. You can see his head there looking to the right, so he, as I've mentioned many times before, was slightly aloof when it came to the opposite sex. He married a princess from Denmark, Alexandria of Denmark. I think they had about 6 children together, but I think he had something like more than 10 illegitimate children with various mistresses. 1906, heavy smoker, heavy drinker, the Playboy Prince, and eventually it caught up with him. He died in, I think, 1910, 1909, 1910, and was succeeded by his son George V. So his wife was fairly distraught when he died, and I think he was kept in his bed for about 7 or 8 days before he was eventually allowed to be put in a coffin and then had a state funeral. So there you go. Good old Edward the 7th, the son of Queen Victoria. Another one worthy of filming. 83, 84. Pete's picking up a few bits of aluminium. I've done the same. But is it a good one or is it not a good one? Oh. No, I thought it was in there, but it's not. It's beeping at everything. It is in there. A clod. Nothing obvious yet. Oh, there's something. Is it a watch? It could be, you know. I think it is. I think it's a wristwatch. That, I think, is the face of the watch. And that's the back with all the mechanisms. Been a wee while since I had a watch. It's been plated. Around the bezel, it's probably silver plate or even just silver gild or even paint. And that's where the handle would have been, the hands even, and that would have been all the numerals around there. So it's a wristwatch. And date wise, I don't know, it's probably 1920s through to maybe 1950s or 60s. But it's another find. Pete's pulled it back to one apiece. 20 minutes in, give or take, and he's got a coin. Oh, and he's on the silver. Another silver. Well done, Pete. 1922. So 50% silver. Oh, it's not focused. And there we are. That's focused better now. Fid Def Ind Imp, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India, 1922. So it's Gorgeous George. And there he is. Very nice coin. Lovely tone. A sixpence, 1922. Well, it's probably a pint of beer, I would think. So all in all, great, and it's silver. A lovely coin, Pete. Well done, son. Well done, Pete.
It'll do for me.
That's 6 silver coins off this field in barely 3 digs. Hopefully more to come. Well done, Pete. Just in case it wasn't amazing. Now it's out. Sounds a bit better. I think it could be a bottle top, maybe. But just in case. Well, folks, I think I've got a thimble, and I think it's silver. I'm so glad I filmed that. Oh, it's an absolute beauty. That is a thimble. It has to be a thimble. It's a thimble, but it's got rust on it as well. What a stunner. What an absolute stunner. I think it's going to be silver. Maybe it's not 100% silver, but... Alright, let's go and show Pete, and then we'll clean it up. You beauty. Just came to show Pete my little thimble, which I'm going to give a wee clean out and pick it all out in a wee second, but he's just said that he's got something. Oh, he's got another silver. Pete, you jammy swine. What is that?
I have no idea. I thought a button to start with, but I can't obviously see any where there was a loop.
No, I think it's a coin. I got a 2 pence, no, 1.5 pence, silver. It wasn't on this field, but apparently it was Monday money.
Okay, right.
From a Monday set, if that's how you pronounce it.
Monday.
Monday. M-A-U-N-D-Y.
Aye, which is always on a Thursday.
It's always on a Thursday,
Uh-huh.
is it? Look at that, Pete's full of information. There's definitely a head there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which is maybe Victoria. Tell you what I did get off the neighbouring field. I got 2 annas, which was from India, which was a silver coin of Queen Victoria. It was similar size to that.
I've never had one that small.
No, that's...
Which is why I thought it was a button.
Yeah, so it's smaller than a threepence. So I think it's either going to be like a 2 pence or a 1.5 pence or something like that. But it is definitely silver, and I would say it's Queen Victoria. But that has surely got to be another rare coin. Right, we're going to have to clean this up and maybe get back to you on a later video. But if anyone knows what that could be, because it is absolutely tiny, then let us know. And Pete didn't even let out a squeal when he found it. That's why we call him Sneaky Pete. So you've dug 2 good finds and both of them are silver.
So far. I got some lead too.
Unbelievable. I have dug out the mud from inside and I cannot believe how heavy this is. This is a heavy little thimble. But it is silver, look at that. I don't know why it's got the little bits of iron on it, but it does. Who knows, maybe it was just leaning up against something in the ground for a while, but there should be some hallmarks on there. It's a heavy wee thing though. It is a heavy thing. Oh, my squishy bottle, there we go. I pumped air into it because it's not full. Okay, I'll clean this up off camera and get back to you. Oh, there we are, folks. So it's got the letters patent, it's got a serial number there, and I can just make out the lion, the passant lion. So it is a silver thimble. What is confusing me is just why it's got this rust on it. But otherwise, it is a beautiful thimble. It's absolutely perfect in terms of shape. Sometimes these come out and they are squashed to death. But that one is a beauty. It's very tall as well for a thimble. So someone with big fingers, because look at that, it easily fits inside my pinky. So I'm guessing probably Victorian, sometime between sort of 1837 and 1901. So if you know, comment below. Both of us on the silver, Pete with 2 silver coins and me with a silver thimble. And we've been going for 30 minutes. We've got another interesting target. It might be a little pendant. Now I dug the hole, but I think it was actually on the surface, looking at the colour of it, because it's not wet. And it is. It's some sort of little pendant, or maybe a St. Christopher. Don't think it's silver though. Copper alloy. Might struggle to get any detail off it, but we'll give it a wee gentle rub. See if, nah, it's looking pretty poor. And don't worry, I'm not taking the surface right off, I'm just taking off the loose mud. Nah, I don't think there's going to be anything left on that, but give me a minute, I'll get back to you. So a little pendant, probably of religious origin, because on this side I believe I can see St. Christopher. I'll see if I can fade that in. Oh, there you go. You should be able to see a figure. Look like they've got a staff and they've got a baby on their shoulders. So St. Christopher was a real person who lived, I think, about the 3rd or 4th century, and he was martyred. But on one occasion apparently he carried a small child on his shoulders across the river, and apparently that person then revealed themselves to be Jesus, and he became a saint later on in life. And St. Christopher is the patron saint of travellers, so often people would wear this round their neck. It's copper alloy, they are often in silver, but on this occasion copper alloy, so fairly cheap. Someone who probably wasn't particularly wealthy, and date wise probably from the 18th or early 19th centuries, I'm guessing, or sorry, 18 or early 1900s. But still, it's a nice thing, and it's another piece of jewellery. It's another screamer. Sounds like it's too big a target, to be honest. I'm getting lots of aluminium, lots of bottle tops. Could be more of the same, but I filmed it just in case. Could even be big iron, you know. Oh, there's iron in there. Well, that sounds better now. So maybe it is something good and it was just on its edge. Or it might be a bit of lead or a bit of copper pipe. And it's a bit of copper pipe. Ah well. This time we've got what looks like a little drawer pull or a little doorknob. There is a little farmhouse just off to my right hand side, so probably a little bit of furniture that someone's burned at the edge of the field. Probably Victorian. It's another screamer. bottle top or silver or Georgian copper. Oofed. 96, 97 bottle top, I think. Sorry, I'm under power lines as well, so I'm getting a bit of chatter. Big bit of lead, I think. Is it lead or is it bronze? It's a thing. I don't think it's lead actually, I think it might be bronze. But then again, it's not the right colour. Well, it's a thing. A fragment of an axe head or just a lump of junk. Let me know in the comments below. I've had about 10 bottle tops in this area on the trot. Similar output to this stone, but this one just sounds ever so slightly different. Well, we're out. Is that it there? It's a spoon, is it? It's a spoon. Is it silver? It is. I don't believe it. We've got a silver spoon. Well, that's why it sounded good. You beauty! This field is unbelievable for silver. Unbelievable. We're just gone the 2-hour mark. And it is a silver spoon. It is a silver spoon. 100%. Look, there's the lion. You beauty. Unbelievable. This is the field that just keeps on giving. I'll see if I can straighten it a little bit and then I'll get back to you. Oh well, I've given it a wee straighten. It looks a bit better than it did. But folks, this weighs about an ounce. And it is solid silver. Let's see if any of you can read the marks. So it looks like a head at the bottom. Let's turn you that way. So the head looks like Victoria, looking to the left. A date letter, it looks like a Gothic N. Then we've got the passant lion for sterling silver. Then we've got what looks like a dot, but it could be a square. And then we've got the maker. GA or CA, I'm guessing. So that is, if I'm right, and that's Victoria, then this is a Victorian silver spoon. And date-wise, well, I think latter part of Victoria's rule. So let's say sort of 1870 to 1901, but solid silver. And that's pushing for 1 ounce of silver. How on earth does a silver spoon end up in a field? Surely people would realise the value. But it's me that's the winner today. This field is incredible. Well, if this signal turns out to be something good, I've got Pete to thank because I was actually just walking to him to say, do you fancy stopping for a bite to eat? 89.90. Still sounds pretty good. And we're out. At the second spadeful. Pete's coming over. You must have something good. What you got, Pete?
Not necessarily good, just interesting.
Not necessarily good, but interesting. Is it quality trash?
Yeah, it's quality trash. Probably wasn't trash to somebody.
Well, I have got something there, look. It could be a silver, or a coin, or a medallion.
Oh, it's definitely a coin.
It's not looking in great condition. It feels light, so I wonder if it could be an aluminium medal-y thing. Commemorative, maybe? Possibly. Right, I'm going to get back to you on that. Pete has got a... Turn this off. Oh, it's a little scroll. That's a... is that military?
I don't know. I'm not
Like,
sure.
is that... is it 966?
It could be.
Or is it 996? Or is it GG6? Or is it G66?
Where's that a B?
Or is it none of the above? I've got a funny feeling that's off like a lapel or something like that of a soldier, maybe a regiment or something. Oh, and look at that! He's got himself a little. That's a little badge or something. It's got a
badge, like a cap badge.
Yeah, yep. It's had a pin across the back. Well, Pete, sneaky wee devil that you are. So you've definitely got the letter R in there. It looks like there's some letters around the outside, so there you go. I would say that's a bit of jewellery rather than military, but if anyone thinks otherwise, then let us know what that might be. Well, Pete, you're on fire. And 2 bits of silver for you as well today.
Doing too badly at all.
Alright, I'll clean this up, and the only reason I found this is because Pete drew me in this direction, so well done, Pete. We have a mystery object then. That's it, had a bit of a clean up. Not looking very good at all on the back. You can see it's got an inner circle, but I cannot really see any discernible detail. The other side though, this might be enough for one of you clever people to come up with an ID. You can clearly see a winged bird in the centre. So I've no idea what it means, what it is. But you guys and girls are incredibly good at identifying things. I'm guessing it's probably post 1900 because it's made of alloy. So I'm going to say 1900 to 1950, and it could even be off like a kid's comic or something like that, because we've had a few little pendants that were related to kids' comics, but we've also had commemorative medallions for the First World War, the Second World War, and for various monarchs. Edward VII, George V on visits to Perthshire and Dundee and such like. So if you recognise it, let me know in the comments below. Right, lunchtime, Pete.
Okay.
Well, that's us. We have had our corned beef and tomato sandwiches, wee bag of cheese and onion crisps for
Very nice they were too.
Sneaky Pete there too. That's us, refuelled, refreshed. Pete's even got a wee cheeky bottle of Iron Brew. So the soda of champions, if you're in the US. Here we just call it juice. Juice. So, right. Well, what a day we've had so far. We're only halfway gone. And we've had 4 bits of silver, 2 silver coins, silver thimble, silver spoon, plus a few pendants and relics and things along the way as well. So it's been a phenomenal day's digging. And well, let's go and see if we can find some more treasure. 94.97, bottle top or phenomenal silver or Georgian copper or something else. Could even be just a big lump of lead, but if it was lead I would have thought it would have been out by now. So, I think I've got my sensitivity too high. Right, I think we're still in there. Let's try this on camera. Well, something down there, but I don't know what. One more. Ouch, that was a stone. Well, there's something green straight away. Fuel cap. Nope, we've got a plug. We've got a plug. There you go. Wonderful. It's a plug for a bathtub or a drinking trough for animals, probably. Ah, well. Well, we've got another bit of cutlery. 57. Thought it was maybe a button, to be honest with you, but it's EPNS, electroplated nickel silver. It's unfortunately not silver, but at least I've had one silver spoon today. Probably Victorian, 1830s to 1900. Well, post lunch it's not been great, but hopefully this is going to be us turning a corner. 90. What have we got? Lovely big silver coin. Would be nice. Or even a Georgian copper would be good. Ah, is that aluminium? No, that was a bit of plant. Ah, there it is there. Oh no, it was aluminium. What a nightmare. Well, I think we might be on to our third piece of cutlery today. For me. I think Pete's had two as well. It's like someone's emptied their entire cutlery drawer in this field. Let's get the mud out. Well, there might be a bit of a handle there as well. There is. So it's bent over. And it is indeed, as suspected, a spoon. Can't bend that back any further, it's going to snap. Well, I suppose it's for the junk anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But there you go, another piece of cutlery. Probably Victorian into the beginning of the 1900s. It's the best signal I've had since lunch. 79. So we're in maybe with a shout or something. I hope. Because it's been pretty dire for the first hour. Pete just shouted to me, I think we started too early this morning, or started too well this morning. Well, it's a coin, I think, or a button. Well, it might actually have been on the surface and I just missed it. Well, it looks like maybe a coin, maybe. Pretty stuck on there, there we go. Nothing obvious yet. Is it a coin or a button? Okay, we will give it the bendy thumb treatment and I'll get back to you. Oh, there might be a head on there. Possibly. Looking to the left. Back to you in a sec. Bendy thumb to the rescue. We got some detail. So you can see a few letters down here, and to be honest, when I found it I thought it looks like quite a big inner circle, which normally means it's European. Because we tend not to have that inner circle, it tends to just be letters around the edge on the earlier coins. And this is, I believe, French, which would mean it would be centimes, and I believe it would say Napoleon 111 Emperor, I think it says there. And at the bottom it looks like we've got a date of 1861, so he was the nephew, if I remember rightly, of Napoleon Bonaparte, who was obviously famously defeated, or his forces were famously defeated at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. So I think he was maybe the last emperor of Rome, of France even. But either way, we do get a few of these coins every year. Normally between us, maybe we get somewhere between 5 and 10 a year, so they're not that uncommon. And I think this is either a 10 centimes or a 20 centimes. And they seem to have circulated for regular currency in this part of the world. And there certainly seems to be a few of them around, so I can only assume that was the case. But it's a nice coin, and it's another coin. This looks kind of weird, so let's clean it together. It came through 67 to 70. Looks to be copper. And, well, no, it's junk. It's some sort of tractor thing. Ah, well, I thought it was going to be something interesting. The Deus 2 did well there, because listen to that big lump of iron there. But there was a second target, and it's in my hand. It's another coin, and it's a very nice but slightly pitted George V. Wouldn't be a day's detecting in Persia without finding George V. It's a halfpenny. Unfortunately, it is pretty toasty, but at least we can identify it, and the date's gone. but it'll be sometime between 1910 and 1936. Wonderful. Pete's coming over, which is perfect timing. Pete, look what I got. I got a cat.
Oh, meow.
There's a padlock. Face off a padlock, but Pete's rubbing something. Oh, he's got himself a lovely button. Very nice, Pete. That's lovely. Is that like the liver bird, do you think?
Looks like it, almost.
So, liver bird associated with Liverpool. But who knows? It could just be a livery button of some description with no connection to Liverpool. Could be some sort of, I don't know, heron or pelican or something. But that's very nice. Probably a livery badge. Might be the crest of a family. And date-wise, I would guess probably early 1800s, George III kind of period. 1800, 1820, but could be a bit earlier, could be a wee bit later as well. But that's a nice find, Pete. Well done, son. You're having a good day.
Well, as buttons go, it's pretty good.
Well, I've not had one of these in ages, but I remember a spell when I was getting them every other dig. That is a fragment or half of a box iron, which is a Victorian iron. It's a funny sort of metal, I can't remember what it's made of. It's got an iron component to it, but there's still other metals in there. And what you would do is you would heat that on a fire and you would put it in a little box and you would iron your clothes. So it would have come to a point, something like that roughly, and that would be the shape of your box iron, and it would go, as I say, in this little wooden and metal case. It would allow you to iron your clothes, and it probably dates to around about 1850, 1900 kind of era, but a nice piece of social history. Well, I tell you what, it's turned into a scorcher today by Scottish standards. It's got to be about 25, which is pushing for 80 Fahrenheit. I mean, I know some of you will be laughing at the screen, but for the last 2 months, it's barely got above about 13 degrees in Scotland, which is like 55. So suddenly to jump away up to almost 80 in Fahrenheit is pretty hot. And I don't have any sunscreen on. Thankfully it's clouding over a wee bit now, but I've come under the trees to hide in the shade for a wee bit. A couple of hours to go. Not been great since we stopped for lunch actually, but we've come now into the area of the field where I intended to come from the start. But we just got off to such a phenomenal start in the opposite side of the field where we entered. But finally we've made it down here. We've had very little on the way. I picked up 2 coins, but that was hard work. And this is the area where I got the little Mizpah, the little silver love heart sort of brooch from the Victorian period. So I'm hoping there's going to be more to be had, but we haven't detected this part of the field whatsoever. And Pete's just about 100 feet away from me, so he will be here just shortly. So let's see if we can find any more treasures. There's Pete in action on the fields of Perthshire. What's it going to be this time? Oh, he looks excited. He looks excited. No, maybe not. Look at him filling that hole back in, like all good detectorists should. Ah well, more junk I think. Good lad, Pete. We have another screamer. 95, 96. The only thing is it seems to be quite a big target, but no coin I don't think, but maybe we've got some ancient relic or a piece of copper pipe. Let's try and get one out of there. Ooh! Oh, now it's gone all over the shop. I think it's going to be big iron. I think it's going to be junk. Oh, there it is there, it's a doorknob. We got a doorknob. Ach well. My first of the day. A wee ring pull. Old fashioned one too. Amazing. Pete's got another coin. At last. I think I'm going to be struggling for a two-parter on this video. Unless I'm surprised at how much footage I've got. But there you go. It's exactly what I got an hour or so ago. It's a George V halfpenny. Do you get a date, Pete? 1920 something. 1926, Pete. There you go. Lovely. Gorgeous George. Halfpenny. Well, it's a coin, Pete. They all count.
It's a coin.
Well done. I cannot believe what a day of two halves this has been. 89. Come on, something good to finally round off the day. I'm just inside the last 15 minutes or so. And that'll be us finished up for the day. It doesn't sound... I think it sounds like a bottle top, to be honest. Look at that. It's the first time I've seen my shadow in weeks with the lack of sunshine we've had in Scotland. What's that there? That is it there. What is that? What on earth is that? Oh, it's a hook. It's a hook for mounting on a wall to put your jacket on. How on earth it gets out in the middle of a field, nobody knows. It's almost certainly the last of the day. 78, 82, 20 feet from the edge of the field. Even just a wee halfpenny just to finish things off. Nope, maybe a bit of pipe. What is that? That's a stone. Well, it's not that then. There, I've got something green, so at least it's not aluminium. It's a bit of copper. It is some sort of strap. Junk. Ah, well. Well, that is us, folks. Pete's just digging his last hole. Hopefully a Roman coin hoard. Maybe not. But yeah, what a day. What a day. Well, I had hoped I was going to do a two-parter. I suspect it's going to be a one-parter. Maybe a long one-parter, because I don't think I got enough in the afternoon to do a two-parter. You got a Roman bottle top, so there you go. Or just a bottle top, depending. Right, what a day though. Great day. 4 bits of silver. Some really interesting relics and finds, and a few coins as well. So let's have a look at the best from the scorching fields of Perthshire. Okay, there's the extent of Pete's quality finds. Double silver, a very nice sixpence from 1922, George V, who else? And this really little interesting little silver coin here, which we think is Victoria, but it's very, very worn, and it's a strange size, so maybe it's another 1.5 pence from a Monday set, or a Monday set, what do you call it?
Monday.
Monday, a Monday set. So there we go, let us know on that one. It could also be an Indian coin. He did get himself a very nice little badge, button, with a little pelican or stork or grey heron or liver bird on it, which is very nice indeed. This coin unfortunately is pretty toasted and broken, so don't know what that one is, but he also got the George V as well, so a halfpenny. Then he got himself a lovely big musket ball, which has been fired. This little scroll, which we can't make our mind up, 966, 996, is it GG6, is it something in between? Possibly with a military connection, so let us know on that one. That's another military looking badge, although it's a bit squashed, yeah. So it could be a military badge, but possibly general service. There's maybe a...
Looks like a bit of writing.
Yeah, looks like a possibly a couple of animals with a crown at the top, so it could be general service. Then he got his little badge here, which is missing its pin, with the letter R with writing round the outside, but can't quite make anything else out beyond that. And that is the extent of Pete's quality finds. Double silver, Pete. Can't complain about that.
Excellent.
And here are the extent of my best finds. So, like Pete, I got double silver, but not in the coinage front. I got, let's zoom you in a touch, I got this beautiful thimble, which is very heavy, probably the heaviest thimble I've ever found, which is lovely in silver with some rusty concretions. Not quite sure why. Maybe it's not solid silver, but it is hallmarked, and it is incredibly thick and very heavy. One of the biggest, if not the biggest thimble I've ever found. Next bit of silver was this silver spoon, complete with hallmarks. Going to be a struggle to show you them in the sun, but you can see the passant lion there, so the sign of sterling silver. Got the pocket watch, sorry, not pocket watch, wristwatch, which has had it. I got another fragment of a spoon. I got a few other pieces of cutlery as well, which may or may not make the final cut. I got this little badge or aluminium token, which has got the sort of winged eagle on it. Not sure what that is, so if anyone recognises it, it's some sort of alloy, probably early to middle 1900s. My first coin, got that on the first hole almost immediately, 1906. I think I walked about 4 steps, and it's Edward the 7th. And then I also got a George the 5th halfpenny, which doesn't have a date on it, but I did get this very nice little French coin, which is Napoleon the 3rd, 1861, I believe. So another French coin from Scotland, another continental coin makes its way to Scotland. So all in all, 4 pieces of silver, 2 coins, 2 relics. We ain't complaining. So I hope you enjoyed yet another adventure on the fields of Perthshire. As ever, if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate if you're not already subscribed to hit the button, and hopefully I'll see you all on the next dig. Say goodbye, Pete.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.